Nobody can afford that.
They want to ask you more money.
I can't really afford that.
So it's crazy.
A New York City plan to charge a daily toll on vehicles entering or remaining in the central business district got a boost on Monday from the US Department of Transportation, which said the city had adequately assessed how the congestion charge would help the environment. The department's Federal Highway Administration said that a more comprehensive environmental analysis was unnecessary. New York Governor Kathy Hochul on Tuesday said the implementation of congestion pricing plan for parts of New York City was the first state in the nation to have one.
As a mom, I've had to deal with sick kids a lot. And when a doctor sees a patient who's having trouble breathing, having trouble taking a breath, feeling sick because of a health problem, they often prescribe a decongestant. Think about that. A decongestant. Open up spaces in the body, helping people get well, helping people get well and live a healthier life. That's exactly what we're doing here in the city of New York. We're prescribing a decongestant. And how are we doing that? We are going to be the very first state in the nation, the very first city in America to have a congestion pricing plan. We are setting the standard right here in real time for how we can achieve cleaner air, safer streets, and better transit. And you are all part of making history. And this is how we help the body heal, get better. I do want to give a special shout out to our president, President Joe Biden, who has authorized this process to move forward. We are grateful for that. Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, all their agencies were very involved in helping us take the necessary steps to give us the green light to move ahead. Also want to say that, in addition, we have officially from the federal government the announcement that the Federal Highway Administration has issued a finding of no significant impact caused by congestion pricing. That was long awaited, but it allows us to move forward here today. This day was coming for a long time, but it was a thoughtful, methodical process. All this concentrated activity, the vehicles sitting there idling because they cannot move, and our buses that are not moving, it's also creating all this exhaust and emissions that our people are breathing. As I mentioned at the outset, we're more cognizant of what's going into our lungs these days, and we're experiencing the effects of the wildfires in Canada. What about the wildfires that are happening on our own streets right here, coming out of the exhaust pipes from all these vehicles? 700,000 vehicles enter the central business district every single day of the week. That's almost impossible to comprehend.
The program brings New York City in line with places like London, Singapore, and Stockholm that have implemented similar tolling programs for highly congestional business districts. In May, US DOT approved the release of the final environmental assessment for New York's congestion pricing plan for public review. The city wants to charge a daily variable toll for vehicles entering or remaining within the central business district, defined as between 60th Street in Midtown Manhattan and Battery Park on Manhattan's southern tip. In August, New York said drivers could face a traffic congestion charge of up to $23 a day in 2024. A study released last year projected it would reduce the numbers of cars entering Manhattan by 15% to 20%.
With congestion pricing, New Yorkers have a lot to lose. How about 15 to 20% fewer vehicles in the central business district every single day? Less noise, less honking, less gridlock. How about less air pollution, lower carbon emissions, lower speeds, fewer crashes? I don't mind losing that. Fewer kids getting hit by cars on their way to school. And again, we talk about being first in the nation. A couple other places have done it globally. We've watched them. That's why we know this will work here. We know it'll work. We saw what happened in places like London and Stockholm where the congestion dropped 10 to 20%. It's extraordinary.
Nobody can afford that, said Helen, who drives into Manhattan below 60th Street 5 days a week.
Nobody can afford that. It's a lot of money. So they want us to drive. I'm asthmatic. I don't want to be on a train. It's not healthy for me. So that's why I choose to drive. And I can get penalized for driving for my own safety. It's insane. I can't really afford that because I drive to work 5 days a week. And it's ridiculous. And how much do I make a week for me to be paying $23? I have to pay for the garage and then pay $23 in addition? That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's crazy, said New York taxi driver Samuel.
I think I'm already collecting the surcharge already here. Every passenger that I pick is paying congestion charges already. So I don't know why I have to pay and then pick up the money for them. So I'm not going to do that. Already the city is taking the congestion charges already from people living in the city already. So me working and making that money for the city, I don't see why they have to charge me to come and pay before I do that for them too. So it's crazy.
I have so much to spend, said MD Alam, a food vendor who drives his cart into Midtown Manhattan daily.
Now everything go up, food goes up. Okay, lettuce, tomato, whatever I buy, everything go up. And people don't want to spend so much money. They want a good deal to buy the food. So how to spend? Even I when I bring my car, I have a propane gas. I have the regular gas. I have so much to spend with this small business. Top of that, they want to ask you more money, so it's no good for us. Every day, if we make $200, we have to spend $150 for your supply and cost and everything. So if it's $23, so it's not good for no one. It's not good for no one for the city. If we do this one, so nobody want to do the business in the city. So they want to go with different place where it's cheaper and eligible to get the business.
Following entry into a tolling agreement, tolling could begin up to 310 days later, the city said in May. New York City, which has the most congested traffic of any US city, would become the first major city in the US to follow London, which implemented a similar charge in 2003. New York lawmakers approved the plan in 2019 to provide funding to improve mass transit by using tolls to manage traffic in central Manhattan. The plan was originally projected to start in 2021, but the federal government under President Donald Trump took no action.
We have to keep public transportation strong and vibrant and clean and on time. Otherwise, we're not offering people a better alternative. And thank God we have a better alternative, a fantastic alternative. But we're going to keep making sure we have the investments to make sure that years from now, it is just as viable and as vibrant as it's always been. So $1 billion extra a year to leverage $15 billion in bonds. That money can be transformative